Oh, it's recording.
Oh shit, I forgot. I forgot I started recording.
Welcome to episode 2, y'all.
Episode 2. Oh my god, okay. I'm loving the topics for this week. Just saying.
There's so much to divulge into and to sip onto this week.
Alright, so first let's follow up on last week's topics. One of them being the Gates divorce. And now news coming out that it's relating to Jeffrey Epstein and that she actually started filing for divorce like when all that buzz news was coming out. But yeah.
It's divorce. It's really interesting how I feel like Melinda's team is coming out with all these PR articles about how he's always had a wandering eye. And I was like, of course, there's always going to be some kind of dirty work that comes out in a divorce. And at the same time, I'm like, why does it matter when you're already going to get $50 billion? Like, why can't the divorce just be settled quietly? But I think in a way she's trying to like preserve her reputation perhaps, but also let the truth be known. And from what I have read, Bill Gates had asked coworkers to go on dates while he was already married. So okay, that's definitely a red flag. And I guess when Melinda, before he pursued her, she was warned about his wandering eye. And of course, the biggest one of all,
really?
Yes.
She was warned like before they got married or something?
Yes, she was warned before she got married. And I think the biggest thing that's a really red flag and immediate no-no is the fact that Bill Gates is associated with Jeffrey Epstein, and I know he has tried to like kind of like scurry and clean the internet away of that picture that he's associated with him, but I think even having a picture with him is just bad news. And I don't know, I feel like Bill Gates is, of course, he's not who we think he is, and it's just crazy to see what's unfolding and what's more to come.
Okay, so I just want to know, like, he's a billionaire, and I always hear stories that, like, when before stories come out, these celebrities know that these stories are going to come out. So, I mean, it does make sense that you say that it's coming from Melinda's team, but I mean, he is a billionaire. Like, I would think he'd be able to pay off these stories not coming out into the light, but now his image is tarnished now. Like, especially to be associated with Jeffrey Epstein and that whole mess, like, oh my god, I don't remember him because I remember there was like this list coming out of all these names associated with Jeffrey Epstein, and I do not remember Bill Gates' name coming up on these lists. So this is new information.
He is such an icon because he's a billionaire and he rotates between the 1 and number 2 of richest person in the world. So a lot of people aspire to be like him because of his money. But I feel like there's just so much to him that we don't know, and it's just interesting how this is affecting pop culture, because it's like now it's like, do you really want to be Bill Gates? Because even Beyonce has a lyric in one of her songs like, I might be the next Bill Gates in the making. Now I wonder if she's like, I kind of regret that, let me take that out of my song.
Let's change the lyrics now.
Yes.
We'll see what unfolds, and if anything else unfolds from all this.
Yeah. So we just kind of like sprinkled back onto the topic of divorce. And now we are going to the opposite topic. People getting back together. People engaged. By the way, do you remember the engagement ring Ben Affleck gave J-Lo?
It was no, but I'm about to look it up.
It was beautiful. Honestly, every single one of J-Lo's engagement rings were huge, and they're all different, and they're all so beautiful. I was like, oh my god. And the fact that it was a pink diamond, it was just amazing. But yes, Bennifer, they were spotted last week in Montana, I believe, a random state together. So it's like, okay, what are you doing there together? Obviously, you're having a little retreat, you're having a little vacation. You are
Montana, so it can be private.
Yes, I would say it's quick, but I think at the age that they're at, everything moves faster when you're at that age.
I mean, it's not like they're complete strangers either. Like, they were engaged before. So, I mean, they know each other. Yeah, I mean, they were together, was it 2002, 2003? Oh my god, this is like almost 20 years later, is it?
Yes, and I remember that Ben Affleck was married to Jennifer Garner, who we also love. I love her from Alias, and they have a couple kids together. And the fact that Mr. Ben Affleck was on Raya, he was on a dating app, you would
Oh my
think
god, yes!
his prestige wouldn't have to go on an app to find someone. Like, he could go out in real life and women would flock to him.
So we already know he was out there looking for the one.
He was. And the fact that he sent a video to the girl saying, hey, it's me, Ben, like, why did you not match me on Raya? I know some people are getting secondhand embarrassment for him, but to me it just shows that, okay, at the end of the day, he's human. He gets lonely. He wants a connection, and he feels like he missed it with that TikToker.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she didn't get any permission to share that video of him. Like, that's kind of messed up to be like putting him on blast like that. Like, that was a private message.
Definitely. And it's interesting because now it's like, let's think back to our communication law classes. Is this a violation of privacy, or is this public domain because he's a public figure? It's an interesting debate. I think it's very personal and intimate for sure. And I think with him, he knows he's a celebrity. He should not expect to have privacy or any kind of compassion or proper consideration. I think he's always going to be exploited in the media, regardless if it's someone he thought he could date or a paparazzi.
Full circle. I support Ben Affleck and J-Lo.
Yeah, they look good together. I'm interested to see what if they get engaged again. I'm looking forward to see what this second ring would look like.
Imagine, oh, it has to be bigger than her last one.
That one was already huge. Oh my god. It would be a great moment for the jewelry industry. And technically that would be J-Lo's 5th ring because she's got engaged 4 times. And if she got engaged again, that would be her 5th time, her 5th ring. And that is kind of like my segue into our next topic, because this is the woman who has a song called 7 Rings. And what in the world? She is married, y'all. Ariana Grande is married.
Just happened. Wait, I don't even remember when this news happened. Did this happen today or yesterday? It's all a blur.
Yesterday, and you broke it to me. And at first I read your text wrong. I thought you said Ariana is officially back on the market. I was like, At first I was like, I knew it. Of course she would be. But then I went on Twitter, and no, she's married. And it was an intimate wedding of, I think, 20 people or less. So it's basically super immediate family. And I guess they got married in Montecito. I don't know if she has a home there or if it was just someone.
Yeah, I heard that it was actually in her home.
I didn't know she lives that far from LA. I would think she lives in like Hollywood Hills or Beverly Hills. Or
maybe like a family home. I don't know. But I heard it was like a very informal wedding. Well, we'll see. I don't know how private a person she is, but you know how celebrities, they usually will do like an exclusive interview and photos with a magazine. I hope she does, because I really do want to see photos and like hear all the intimate details. But let's talk about this guy. Okay, all I know is his name is Dalton Gomez, and they were dating for a year and a half. Most of their relationship was like during this pandemic. I like that we don't know much about him, because I think those are the celebrity couples that last longer.
Yes, and I feel like that is the formula she's trying to take a part of too, because I feel like her last 3 relationships with Pete Davidson, Mac Miller, and Big Sean were quite public, and so I think this one she's really trying to keep it to herself. And Dalton Gomez, supposedly they have been friends for a really long time, and I think he is or was or still is her real estate agent. And one thing we do know for sure about him is that he looks like Natalie Portman. Do you see the resemblance?
Okay, to me he looks like Ariana Grande.
Ah!
I remember when she first posted photos of him, I was like, wait, is this a cousin? Because they look kind of related. But the positioning of them was a little sketch. But now I'm going to look him up and like try to think of, Natalie Portman, you said?
And okay, quick tangent. I think Lori Harvey and her new boyfriend Michael B. Jordan look alike as well. I watched a video of her doing her makeup, and as soon as I thought to myself, she looks like Michael B. Jordan, I could not unsee it. But back to Dalton. So he is actually younger than Ariana. So Ariana is turning 28 this year. I think her birthday's next month or in July. And Dalton is 25, and I think the type of real estate agent he's into luxury real estate. So the commissions that he makes are, I am certain, at least six figures. Like he sells $1 million homes, not like a $1 million home, like multi-million-dollar homes.
Which makes sense because Ariana Grande.
Mm.
Okay, now that you mentioned Natalie Portman, I totally see it now. Oh my gosh.
And I was watching this YouTuber, Shallon Lester, doing a video on how they got married too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Which I agree as well. I feel like they got married a little too soon, but you know what? They're married, and someone made a comment, what do you think her outfit was? What did she wear? Did she wear a long sweater with some thigh-high boots? Or did she wear like a dress? Or what do you think? I think in terms of her style, she probably wore a strapless dress or a strapless gown. Or if it was really informal, probably like a two-piece. But she tends to do a lot of like tube tops.
Oh wow. I was actually thinking opposite. I was thinking long sleeves short dress. And like I was picture like lace sleeves or something like that. This is why we need photos. We need that exclusive interview.
Need the confirmation of her outfits. Like, what did her makeup look like? What did her hair look? Was her hair down? Was her hair curly?
Was it half up, half down?
Right? Because she has a song on her new album, Positions, about her hair. And her hair is actually naturally curly. So I'm interested to see what just transpired in that. And like I read that they had ordered a lot of hedges and noise cancellation machines. So I guess they really just wanted to keep it private and intimate, but somehow it got leaked. So, and she has not posted on her Instagram, not a story, not a post, not a anything in sight.
Okay, but going back to like her or them being too young, or not too young, but just too soon, I guess. I was thinking about her lyric where it says, one day when her mom will walk her down the aisle, she hopes that it'll happen once, gonna make that shit last, or whatever that lyric was. Yeah, so we'll see if he'll be that one. Love of her life.
Honestly, I have my doubts. And today I re-listened to this snippet of Naya Rivera's audiobook, and she talks about how she met Big Sean, how they got together, because he actually asked her to be his girlfriend. They got engaged, and one time I guess they were in like not like a fight, but I guess they were like talking was weird, communication was off, and she goes to his apartment, and she said, guess which little girl was sitting on the couch cross-legged. She's like, I won't say her name, but it rhymes with Shmariana Shmonde.
Oh my gosh!
So Ariana has a messy past, so I'm really not sure. I cannot promise that I say that I will believe that they will last. I don't think they will last. I think the interesting about Ariana is that when you first take a look at her, especially if you never listen to her music or her interview, like she looks very innocent, she looks very childlike. So it kind of catches you by surprise that wait, she is kind of like part of these infidelity scandals. She cheats on her boyfriends. There's like blurred lines between when her relationships end and when they begin. And I think it's just like it's so interesting because everything she's innocent, but I'm like she's not. I feel like even on her very first album, she's very sexual, but it's just the way she sings it. It just doesn't come off to people. I'm like, no, Ariana is not perfect, but we love her.
Yeah, we love her. We love her talent. And we love how real she is. We think she keeps it real.
Yes. So I really do wish her luck, but if they broke up, I wouldn't be
not surprised.
I would not be shocked, and I think I would be maybe a little bit sad because I think that's traumatic to go through a divorce. All right, so we're gonna move on to one of the big shockers of this week. Ellen DeGeneres, her show is gonna be officially over. And it's really insane that it comes during a time where there's been all this speculation and stories of how she's rude, she's a bad boss, she's arrogant, and she's cocky. So the show ending, it's like, are we really gonna miss it? I mean, I think when it first came out, it was great. I loved her message of be kind to everyone, but behind closed doors, she is not the kindest. And it makes me think back to this one time where I was interested in being an intern for her when I was in college.
Mhm.
And they have a little like interview piece of the actual intern, and it was just one intern. It was this girl, and they one of the questions was like, "Oh, like what did you think of Ellen?" And the intern said, "Strangely, I've never met her." I was like, how
Mm.
can you be the only intern at the Ellen DeGeneres show and not have met her? And it was just, I don't know, I feel like a little conflicted because of my own personal experiences with Ellen because I have held her hands. And the time that I went to the Ellen show, she did bring us back for 12 days of giveaway. So it's like, okay, I'm a little biased, but I'm
You
not
were her, like you're the biggest fan I knew of Ellen in college.
right.
You would
I
always be like,
have
Ellen's my inspiration and like all
yes.
this.
Like she's so funny and she's so big and I feel like everyone loved her and then I even have an Ellen shirt and I wanted to go back. Oh my gosh, like I wanted to emulate her so bad. And I think that's what is like something tricky that we have to catch ourselves on is that we get so caught up in idolizing and just admiring them that it kind of like blinds us. It's like love is blind to
Yeah.
perhaps the
That's why they say you don't want to meet your heroes.
I know, right? But when I met her, I was like, oh my god, and she was like, oh my god, we held hands. I guess I just gotta let that go. And it's one of the things is that when the allegations came out last year, she kind of did kind of confront it, but she kind of made this kind of blanket universal statement. She's like, I
Mm-hmm.
get mad sometimes. We all get mad, and it's like, okay, girl, like you gotta address the allegations head on. Like, yes, like at that time, but perhaps I did act inappropriately, and I want to do better. And I think at this point, she is almost too big to be canceled, even though she's ending her own show. Like, she's so successful, regardless if people don't like her. It's she's gonna be well known, and I think she's trying to preserve her reputation by ending the show now.
I
And
agree.
I wish the best of luck to not her, but because she's fine, but to all the workers. Like, I hope they find better jobs after this.
I mean, I'm not surprised by this news at all, especially after everything that went down. And yeah, I mean, everyone was speculating like, oh, she's canceling a show because of what went down, all the rumors. And I could see that she didn't know what was happening. Like, wasn't it like that people were was it executives were like kind of crossing the lines with employees that were of like lower stature or something like that? You heard that, right?
I
And
haven't heard that one. It was more about like how she's rude to her house workers, rude to her employees, and that like she only talks to certain people to tell them to talk to the other people. So she never talks to people directly. And some people are like she has rules like don't look at her when you're walking or something.
oh wait, I remember that. But you know, I heard Steve Harvey has the same rule.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, I don't know, like, okay, especially because they are the faces of these shows. Like, are they preserving their energy to be on? Once the camera's on them. And I don't know. I'm just trying to see, like there has to be a reason for all this, right? If not just because they're uppity. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I would think like it would be to preserve their energy or something. And yeah, like toxic work environment. I could totally see that. Such a well organized, popular show that's the only way that things get done. But when it comes to like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I have so many thoughts about this, and I don't know how to organize my thoughts.
That's definitely true. I understand where you come from, and I like that perspective too. It's something I didn't think of. It's like, yeah, they always have to be on, and are they really preserving their energy for when it's showtime? Because I remember there's all these TikToks of people saying like, I met this celebrity and she's not as friendly as she comes off with, and it's just like, do these people owe us their online and TV persona in real life view?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a lot of pressure as well. And it's like, even for ourselves, for example, okay, let's say we're labeled as bubbly and friendly, and that one day we're not bubbly and friendly, like it could destroy everything for us. I think it also kind of like brings into the topic of cancel culture. Like, is cancel culture even real? Is it effective? Like, what's the purpose? Or is it just like the torch that start this bandwagon of trying to take down someone? And I think with Ellen, I think it's just like when fame and money get to your head, it can literally change you because it can change the psychology of your brain. So I'm not surprised that she has an arrogant side, she has a mean side. I think even when you're the boss and you have that much pressure on you to have a successful show, like I feel like, yeah, you're gonna be an asshole. And I think when that asshole moment becomes your personality, like that's trouble. That's bad.
Yeah. And her show was just so popular for so long. And as if she hasn't been doing this for, I don't know, was it 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is crazy. And I mean, that is quite the reputation to have. And it makes sense that she wants to end it and having more rumors or being under the eye. Like, so anyone who's now an employee is like, could possibly share stuff that's happening in the office because it's hot news.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's true. Good luck to all the employees there and finding better opportunities.
Truly, I think it's such a pivotal moment because I think I mean, especially myself, like, I know, especially in my own personal experience, I feel like if I met Taylor and she wasn't like her interviews, I probably would be devastated too.
Oh
And
my
I
god,
think
yes.
it's a good reality check. So, I don't know. I feel like Ellen ending it now is what it's meant to be. And I'm curious to see what she's going to do after. Like, is she going to retire? Is she just going to be a private citizen if she can? Just live on her multiple houses or her farmland or something. And today I just watched a clip on YouTube. It's like various Megan Fox interview clips. And Megan Fox is really into astrology and spirituality. And one time she was on the Ellen show, and Ellen's like, "Oh, I'm a Taurus." And then Megan's listing like the four traits, like, "Are you independent?" And Ellen's like, "No." Which I was like, okay, that's a blatant lie. Like, how are you not independent when you're like the CEO of the show, a TV show host, and you have multiple shows? Like, that just didn't strike me as the truth. And the next one was like, "Are you controlling, aggressive, other stuff?" And she's like, "No, I'm not that." And then it comes out that she is controlling. She's arrogant.
Maybe she herself doesn't know it. She hasn't faced her truth. But it just looks up. She's 63 years old. You know, she's had a good run.
Yeah.
If she retires, I think she'd be well off.
You know what? I hope Ellen does better. And who's to say that she will be? Because, like, which of her employees is going to rat her out again? Like, what if she has, like, a small team now and they're all signing NDAs?
I would think they would sign NDAs to begin with, especially being around celebrities all the time. Because I'm sure they've seen some stuff if you've been working there for a while.
Any other thoughts about Ellen DeGeneres?
We can't forget all the good that she's done too, where she's like all the regular people, you know, people like just popped up in the internet, like had a viral video and she brought them to her show and like gave them electronics or money or something like that. So, I mean, there definitely has been some good on the show too.
Definitely. Of course, we can forget that as well. Ellen has done so much good. Like, she's given away so much and she's donated so much. And I think it's like, are we gonna quantify and like try to measure up the value of everything she's good and be like, oh, that doesn't matter because she's like this is her personality. And it's just an interesting dichotomy. It's like, I feel like when it comes to the cancellation of a celebrity, it's like you're either good or you're bad. There's no middle ground, and you're not allowed any leeway onto like better yourself. And it's like, even if some people forgive you, like if not everyone forgives you, then you're still canceled. So it's just wild to me. And I think anyone who has had personal experiences with her, like both good or bad, it's absolutely valid. And it's like, I'm like, who's to say? But it's okay, we're saying it right now, and people have their opinions, and it's all very valid because it's like she's an extremely big figure, and it's just like when you have this brand image of be kind to everyone, like make people laugh, And I remember one time she said like, I like to make jokes where you don't have to make fun of the person. But now I feel like as the years went on, like her sense of humor was like kind of like always poking fun at them, like their outfit or like who are you dating, who are you not dating, like why aren't you dating someone? And I feel like her humor has gotten a little bit more mean.
I mean, that's what happens when you label yourself as a kind person and all that stuff.
You know how like Oprah ended her show, and then like I feel like she still has a somewhat good reputation, even though I read on websites that they say Oprah's very cheap and she doesn't tip like workers or tip the hotel workers. So it's like, okay, like Ellen could have ended it there because I'm sure Oprah has her issues as well, but she never had her business thrown out there like that. So it's like, is it a good thing that we're learning about this, or is it just kind of bad at the same time because it's like, what can we do for the workers? Like, we aren't like CEOs of production companies. We aren't going to hire them for the next TV show. And it's just like, okay, what do we do with this information besides not give Ellen airtime? And she's already canceling her show, so it's like, okay, we're not really feeding into her pocketbook anymore. So it's like, okay, like what can we do for the workers? Like, what can we do now for the people who have been mistreated for her?
That's up to Ellen's people.
Yeah. There's gonna be a series coming out that's it, Surviving the Ellen Show.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a documentary. Okay, well, yeah, we were talking about cancel culture earlier. It just like popped into my head. Did you hear about that tweet from Childish? Not Childish. What's his real name?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, where he was saying, I think he was replying to someone that's saying like, "Oh, why is it boring?" And he's like, "Why is everything out right now? All entertainment boring?" And he's all like, "Everything's boring because all artists are too scared, like to put out anything risky because they're scared of being canceled." And then I guess there was like a big debate about it because people are all like, "Oh, he's talking about being canceled like for a TV show because TV shows are getting canceled." And people are like, "No, he's talking about like people don't want to risk anything because they're getting canceled as like a person. Like you can't afford to be risky nowadays because if people find something wrong, then like that could end your career." And I'm like, yeah, I agree. I think that's what he was talking about.
And speaking of cancel culture, today as I got my hair done, the other hair colorist to the left of me was talking about Chrissy Teigen and how she's getting canceled. And it's like, dude, like when you are a celebrity, everything comes to haunt you, and everything that you do, whether it's small or big, however people perceive it, could either boost you or be your downfall. So it's like, Donald Glover is right. A lot of people are playing it safe. But at the same time, I'm also like, you can be very original and not offend anyone. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a balance to be struck because, yeah, a lot of people want to be different. And it's kind of like weird that Donald Glover said that because, like, he kind of like fetishizes Asian women in his songs. So it's like, okay, like, I don't know if he's ever, quote, quote, apologized for it or just made a statement about it. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Like, a lot of people are scared to get canceled, but it's like if you are doing the right thing and saying the right things, like, you shouldn't be scared.
I don't know. At the same time, you don't know what can get you canceled later on. You know?
Very true. That's very true. Speaking of like getting canceled, I remember someone was really upset from these J. Cole lyrics, and I forgot why they got upset. I don't know if he was being like colorist or something, or if it was like something really sensitive, like insensitive, I mean. And it's just like, okay, like J. Cole just came out with an album and everyone loves it, so it's like, are we really gonna, is he really canceled, or is just like we are so like micro analyzing everything that a celebrity is putting out that we just kind of like get really upset about it. And I think it's like also like a power trip where it's like, if I don't like XY celebrity, like I want to feel more right by telling other people why they shouldn't like XY celebrity. It's like, if you don't like this celebrity, then like then you don't like the celebrity. I don't know why some people would start really strong like hate smearing campaigns.
Oh yeah, like their whole point is to cancel a person.
Mhm.
which I don't get. I mean, I don't understand how people thrive off of like canceling someone, hating someone, getting people on their bandwagon, unless they're a completely terrible person that like committed murder or something. I'm like, hell yeah, like let's get that person canceled. But like, for instance, tweets. Like, if someone has a bad tweet from like 10 years ago, like, are we really gonna use that small bit of information? And oh man,
Yeah, I think cancel culture doesn't really work. It's not all the way effective because I know Nikita, like people want to cancel her so hard, but every year she's getting more followers. She has a Snapchat show. She has like a makeup business that I think is thriving and doing well. So it's like okay, like some people have definitely good intentions with canceling people, saying they're problematic, like let's not give them a platform, but you cannot control the fans that they have. So it's interesting how this is gonna play out. Like I feel like pop culture and cancel culture go hand in hand.
all right, sip sip, let's
Last
sip.
tips. So we've been talking about cancel culture and celebrities, and our next topic, our final topic, just a small topic. It's someone who's so huge, and it's like, can he ever get canceled? Because he is the CEO of Tesla. Yes, we're talking about Elon Musk, and he tweets ridiculous things sometimes, but because of how powerful he is and the dominance he has in the electric vehicle industry and also in the crypto industry, it's just like this man does not understand the power that he yields. So it's almost like you kind of want to put a hashtag cancel on him, but what you really want to do is put a muzzle on him and tell him to stop tweeting.
I didn't get to take a deep dive into this. I definitely saw like headlines of like Elon Musk not caring about regular people and the people that invested into Bitcoin. Is it?
Hmm.
What do you know? Let me know.
So Bitcoin's at already a high price because the last time I remembered it was at like at 9,000, and then it peaked to like 60,000, and then Tesla buys like 1 billion worth of it, and then they said, oh yeah, we are gonna start accepting Bitcoin as a currency to buy Tesla cars, and then of course that tells people like, oh my god, people were getting serious about Bitcoin, so the price went up to 60,000, maybe peaked at like 62. And then there's this other coin that's supposed to be a kind of like a meme coin because it has the meme picture of the Shiba Inu, and it's
Mhm.
called Dogecoin. And then every time that mother effer Elon Musk tweets about Dogecoin, like it goes up. And of course, that's not a bad thing. I want everyone to win. But here's the thing, like if he tweets or says something bad about the coin, like it's gonna die and people are gonna lose money. So it's just like he doesn't realize he's manipulating the market with what he's saying. But at this point, after watching the market, like some cryptos and some stocks are just injustifiable as to the price and value. Like some of them, they just do not make sense, and it's just going to be like that. But Elon Musk, I feel like if he tweets one more thing about anything, it's gonna get people upset because it's not allowing the market to progress at its natural rate and like slow and steady. And he's making things like going super high and super low, which fluctuates everything, and it's just insane.
And this is why people are trying to cancel him. So
I think
sweet
he's
for
just so annoying. Like I've actually blocked him on Twitter because he says some of the things I'm just like he almost seems immature and infantile. Even though I know he's really smart and he's older, sometimes I feel like he acts immature and like an infant because when the Tesla headquarters in I think the Bay Area had to close and they couldn't produce cars, he was like, "I'm gonna move to Texas."
hmm
And then the Fremont County of the Bay Area opened it up so he could start producing. The people can start working. He's like, okay, I'm gonna stay. But he's like, but I'm still gonna go to Texas. And it's just like, oh my god, dude! Like as a CEO of a company, like you would think you'd be a little bit more polished, a little bit more refined. But no, this man he's definitely different. I feel like he has an ego, especially with the name he gave his son.
Which I heard they changed to like because they needed to follow a certain rule or something.
Did
I
they?
don't know actually.
I mean, no one's saying that he's dumb. He's very smart. He's intelligent, super knowledgeable. I think he just doesn't realize that he's a celebrity. And like at the same time, he has that freedom of speech to say whatever he wants. However, he should know that as a public figure, like everything he says can influence not just people, but the prices of things, the market, and it's just being irresponsible.
Period. Alright, well, that is the news for this week. We went through a lot, I feel like.
We did, and I would love to hear because there are a lot of Elon Musk fanboys. So I feel like when it comes to your heroes and your idols, let's not fall in love with them. Let's not glamorize it. We just learned this with Ellen DeGeneres.
Just love from afar. Be a fandom from afar. Thank you to those listening. By the way, you can listen to this podcast on Spotify. I'm not sure if it's on Apple Podcasts. I tried searching it last time, and I don't like it said it got approved, but I'll check back on that. But for sure, it's on Spotify.
Yay! Oh my god, that's amazing! I cannot believe we have a Spotify podcast. That is just incredible. Stay tuned for next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.